Greetings, my friends. You know, on weekends, sometimes I'll do a bonus video every once in a while. My sermon's done. I've got nothing else to do. I want to throw something out here because the media in America are such hypocrites and politicians in America are such hypocrites. Anything that Donald Trump says or does gets amplified and multiplied times an infinite factor. They try to slam him. I want to show you something that I found this weekend when I was looking through a article online. And this is what it says. This is Neil Young, by the way, a musician from Canada who just became a U.S. citizen as well. So he's a dual U.S. and Canada citizen, I believe. This is what he was said talking about Donald Trump. The Trump part, I'm not surprised at. The bottom part's where I'm surprised at. I want you to hear this. Let's discuss this after you hear it. This is quoting what Young said in a letter, open letter to President Trump. "You are a disgrace to my country," Young writes in a long, scathing open letter to Trump on his Neil Young Archives website. "Your mindless destruction of our shared natural resources, our environment, and our relationships with friends around the world is unforgivable." That part, I'm not surprised at. This is what gets me. Check this out. "Our first black president was a better man than you are." First of all, why couldn't he have just said, name somebody? Maybe say President Ford was better than you to really rub it into Donald Trump, or President Carter, or President Kennedy, or President, just go throw any president in there you want to, Clinton, Bush. He said our first black president was a better man than you are. If this isn't racist, I don't know what is. Our first black president was a better man than you are. So in other words, as bad as Trump is, our first black president was better than he is. Unbelievable. And of course, Barack Hussein Obama, the media's god, was the first black president. And the media just worships him and protects him. I can't believe they aren't saying a word about this. Imagine if Donald Trump had said this. If Donald Trump had talked to someone else and said that our first black whoever, fill in the blank, or let's say he was talking to one of the congressmen who are against him. If he would have told them our first black congressman was a better man than you are, it would have been lights out for Trump. But see, Neil Young is a liberal singer. He can say what he wants to say. The media ignores it. The politicians ignore it. I'm not going to ignore it. It's ridiculous. This guy's a hypocrite. In songs in the 70s, he grieved for the black man, talking about how whites abuse blacks in a couple of his songs in the 70s, and how black men are just are being mistreated by whites, and how whites are just evil and racist. Pot calling the kettle black, major hypocrite. It just amazes me to see again this guy get a free pass on this whole thing. And again, I don't care what anybody says. You can't spin this. It's clear what he's saying, that even a black man is a better man than you are, Trump. That's belittling black people to the max. It's pathetic. It's uncalled for, and it's terrible. And I won't stand for it. To me, it's racism of the worst kind. It's just as bad as racism back in going back as far as you want to, in the slave days. It's just as bad as that to me. And that's what Neil Young sang about in his songs, by the way. One of them, at least one of them, about the slave days. It's terrible. I spoke my mind. People can do what they want to do. The liberals might pull this video down. They might shut it down. I don't care. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling it in a loving, kind spirit, and I'm being totally honest and backed up by his own words. This is a Christian channel. If you want to know Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, pray the prayer. Do the 6 steps I have in the box below the video. If you want prayer, contact me. I'll pray for you every day. I love everybody so much. Let's end racism. It's pathetic. Bye.